I think we got a mature group. We may be young, but I think these guys really lock into the details of the game. We don't allow ourselves to get rattled. And when you got Tyrese back there, the head of the snake, it seems like he always has his composure in the big moments, and that really keeps us calm, keeps us going.
Specifically in today's fourth quarter, what did you see as something you guys did well to get over the hump in this one?
I think there was some chippy plays. I think that they had some guys where they were trying to get in our head a little bit, and some of the stuff happened with Zay, some stuff happened with Tyrese, and that's what I'm talking about. They kept their composure. They didn't allow that to mess up the flow of the game, and that was huge for us because that can very easily take you out your game, and I feel like that's what they were attempting to do, and it didn't work.
Buddy, 26 for you tonight, guarding KD for a lot of the game. What do you feel like you did well in this one?
I mean, I was talking to Myles just out. The only thing we can do is try to contain him. He's so good. He's length. Made some tough shots, and that's all you can do is tip your hat and move on. But watching the game, I think our defense allowed our offense to get out in transition. TJ got a couple of steals. Bam was able to get in transition and get this up going. And I feel like when we get the crowd into the game, we fed off that, and we just looking up from where we was at. So we played a good game plan. We stayed together. Like Myles said, we kept our composure. We didn't let the outside noise, whatever they're trying to do to get in our heads, we just stayed locked in. And like you say, Tyrese, facilitating the ball, Myles making big plays. Everybody, TJ coming in and just being TJ, and just being aggressive on defense and giving us his spark. And everybody chipping in, Zay, O'Shea, the whole team collectively. And I think Rick had a great game plan, and we just trusted him, and just everybody just follow.
Just for both guys, you mentioned the steals. I think you guys got 13 to their 2, and I think 12 of your points in the fourth quarter off of turnovers. Just what did you guys just sort of see that you could take, passing lanes or whatever? I mean, what did you guys manage to do just to create some turnovers and get that going?
I think is our defense led our offense. Just get up in the plays and just like I said, TJ's out there being aggressive, and he's like. When he's in, he's like, let's say Tyrese ahead of Snake. He's ahead of Snake now, and he just leads us on defense. And he got steals and we react. And like I say, Bam was able to get in transition, and he was get some couple of looks and sparked the run.
Both of you guys have been in the league for a long time now, and have been part of several different teams over the years.
He's been part of one team. It just been me.
I mean rosters. But I'm just curious. Kind of talk to me a little bit about. What particularly stands out to you about the energy of this roster?
I think we got a lot of young guys who are just compete hard every single night. One thing that really sticks out to me as someone who's been here for a long time is we don't really skimp on the little stuff. Guys are in here getting their extra shots. Guys are in here taking care of their bodies. We're eating together on the road. We're hanging out. All that type of stuff, building that chemistry is important. And you got a lot of young guys that are trying to prove themselves in this league. You have some guys that are coming up from other teams. They don't really get the opportunity that they wanted. They're getting a great opportunity here, and they're allowing themselves to show for it. So I just think that this group just has we have a great disposition as a whole, and we just got to keep it rolling.
Buddy, how much of tonight of everybody kind of just playing their part, doing a little bit of everything, is kind of indicative of what it will take for this team to be continue to be successful?
After the game, I think Minnesota. After Minnesota lost, me and Myles was talking, and we said this guys just sticking to the roles and doing our roles at an all-star level, and we did that tonight. Everybody's come in, do what we're supposed to do, lock in on the little things. Yeah, the game didn't play out how we want to, but we stick to our game plan and we just competed. And then once we get into our roles, we was able to be successful on the basketball court. So just Myles saying, staying together on and off the basketball court, and just talking and learning, and just finding ways how we can win, and just believing in each other, and just sticking to our game plans and coming in and working each and every day, and just having that team aspect of just believing in each other each and every day that we can come in and win.
And Myles, to go 8-2 on a homestand like this was handling your business. What's the feeling like afterward?
It's incredible, man. I think that taking care of home is so important, especially, down the stretch of the season. I feel like we won the games we were supposed to win, and then we might have surprised people with some of the wins we did have. And I think going out on the road, it's tough, man. I think it's the longest road trip in Pacers history. And, you want to have a perfect road trip, but we know that's not always going to be the case. So as long as you take care of home, some of those that you might, drop eventually, don't affect or don't hurt as bad. So I think it's a big ups to the fans, man. I've been here for a long time, and consistently every single night, like, this is the best I've seen. Gainsbridge, some remember it as Banker's Life. This is the best I've seen it, and we got to continue to keep that going, man. So, man, just shout out to y'all.
Just keep going on sort of this theme. This is the 7th game you guys have won where you've trailed by 10 or more. How much does sort of one experience sort of, build on the other? I mean, like when you guys have done it so many times, just how sort of comfortable, I guess, are you in those scenarios when, okay, you're down 12, they shot 63% from the field in the first. How easy is it just get past that when you've done it so many times now?
We like to call it being battle tested, and it's very important in the beginning of the season to have situations like that as you're going, towards the end of the season or into the playoffs, and then trying to make that run, because once you get into the playoffs, there's going to be situations like that where you're down, you're in a ruckus crowd, like you got to be able to keep your composure and keep going, and we're building those habits now. And so, of course, you don't want to be in that position, but the fact that we're here and we're being resilient enough to take care of business, it speaks to the mindset of this group, and it speaks to, what we can be capable of in the future.
We've heard a lot of guys talk about the influence that James Johnson has had in the locker room this year, but how big were those minutes he gave you at the start of the fourth quarter being a part of that run?
Ready. He's always ready, man. He really, as much as he talks us up, so he's someone I love having in the locker room, because even when I'm, it's just one of those days, he's talking me up, he's kind of gassing me up, trying to get me going, and you could tell that, first of all, it's infectious energy, and second of all, you can tell that it's genuine. He genuinely wants us all to succeed. Right. So whenever he gets his opportunity, the energy's reciprocated, and he goes out there and just plays at the level that he plays at, and he's been doing this a long time, man. Coach calls him the best ball handling four probably ever played this game. I mean, I personally don't disagree. I mean, he just knows his role.
Yeah, he still can play out there. He's sacrificing.
Great locker room guy. Yeah,
great locker room guy for sure.
Buddy, we may not talk to you before next week, so I'm curious what your emotions will be like heading to Sacramento and what that might be like for you and Tyrese.
Just, of course, I've been there for 5.5 years, but, man, of course, the bitter taste in my mouth with Sacramento is that I didn't get to help be part of the group to help them get to the playoffs. After, watching them play now, they're off to a good start, and I'm happy for them. But, Sacramento is where I spent most of my Miami career since I've been in the league, so it's been home for me for a while. But shout out to the organization, Vlade, Monty, Wes, everybody, the coaching staff that's been there, Dave, Alvin, Luke, who all, we didn't get the job done, but all respect to the fan base. I know they're passionate, and I just can't wait to get out there, and let's go there and compete.
That was a professional answer. Yeah. He's not going to tell you how he really feels.
Well, our crowd was tremendous in this game. Don't think we really would have had a chance without the energy that they provided. First half wasn't great. That's pretty obvious. Second half, our guys' hard play and force got the crowd into the game. And, I thought we wore them down a little bit, and there were some huge plays in the fourth quarter. Mathurin had a real tough start, and then ended up having a big fourth quarter. Obviously needed that. And then you look at Haliburton's line. 21 points, 15 assists, and no turnovers is phenomenal against this team, and because they steal the ball. And a lot of guys played well. Myles was terrific again, and it's a great win.
You guys continue to have games where the second half turnaround overcomes a slow start. What do you make of the way this team is able to adjust and be better in the second half? And do you attribute it to something, internal within the team, or something about adjustments you're able to make?
The adjustment is we play with more force when we get behind, and so we just got to keep working on better starts. Stronger sense of urgency, all the cliche things. Sense of urgency, level of force, all that stuff. And, some of these teams, this team tonight, they came in, the way they shot the ball and got started with, they had two guys at one point were like 15 for 15 from the field in the starting lineup. And to overcome that, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. But we'll keep looking at it. Maybe it's a chemistry thing. Maybe somebody else needs to be in the starting lineup. I don't know. Right now, we're looking at things very closely. But, I like the way that everybody's playing. The spirit is the right kind of spirit. Guys are encouraging each other. James Johnson tonight, comes off the bench, and I mean he was a man's man out there, and that was great to see. I thought about maybe using him in the first half, but O'Shea's been playing well. How are you going to pull O'Shea? I mean, but it just got to a point in the second half where we needed some real attitude and some real force and some real veteran know-how, and somebody who was familiar with their team. And he came in and he was awesome. He's great on defense, and offensively he just makes the game flow.
Buddy had 26 points and spent a lot of the game guarding Durant. What have you thought of his defensive improvement this year and his general game tonight?
Well, I haven't had a chance to digest all the events surrounding Buddy tonight, but overall, I mean, he was great. He was great. He's unafraid. He puts the ball in the basket. I really think you have to choose to look at the things that guys do well and really emphasize them and glorify them. But he has the ability to be a really solid defender because he gets low and he can move his feet. And he's a smart player, So he did a lot of stuff, a lot of great stuff. I don't like playing guys into the high 30s in minutes, as a rule. But tonight there was no way we were going to win without him playing 38 minutes. So he was great, and he could play all day. He would play pickup ball with our interns, 6 hours a day if he didn't have practice in games.
Did it mean any more this game that you have this super long 7-game road trip coming up to just get one more win at home before heading on something like that?
It helps for sure. This trip is, it's long, it's unprecedented, it's historic in a lot of ways. But we just got to keep going day to day, game to game, and stick together, find ways to make small improvements. But this will be a great test for us.
You guys ended up with 13 steals to their 2, and I think 21 points off turnovers, like 12 in the fourth. Just one, how important was that? Basically, what did you guys just manage to do just to get in some passing lanes and turn some defense into offense?
Well, we got more aggressive as the game went on. T.J. McConnell added a lot to this game in the fourth quarter with his activity and ball pressure and just overall presence. James Johnson was a big part of this. Mathurin was involved in some steals. And Myles was a big presence all over the court tonight. He was at the rim. He was rebounding the ball. He made key threes, a lot of good things. So, it just felt like, we outlasted him, which is what we were going to have to do because that team is super talented. They really are.
To the point of glorifying players' strengths, how much has that maybe enabled or empowered this team's success thus far, winning 8 of 10 at home?
Yeah, this team's superpower is their connectivity. They just they love one another. They compete hard against each other, but they really support each other. And I don't know, there's a joy that is really special. So we've got to fight to keep that. This kind of a vibe with an NBA team is, it doesn't happen every day, and so you've got to fight to preserve it. And so we continue to do that with defining our culture every day and how we do things and having a championship attitude and doing things for the guy next to you. I thought in the first half, we were not well connected, and in the second half, we just sat down and played better defense and just got the ball moving and found ways to score and found ways to get stops, and that's how it's got to be.
Is there any one thing why you think that connectivity has been there? Is it James? Is it a right connection of veterans and young guys that are trying to figure everything out?
Well, I think our veterans have a lot to do with it. Haliburton has been a godsend for this franchise. Myles Turner, Buddy Hield, T.J. McConnell, James Johnson are veterans that are truth tellers in the locker room, and they're going to tell it. They're going to tell it like it is, and they can take the truth. And so, and that's not just from the coaching staff. That's from the guys sitting next to them. You know, so look, some good things are happening, but our work has just begun. I mean, we're going to be tested in ways we haven't been tested yet, and we've got to love that challenge.
Pretty much, like just staying locked in. The game wasn't going my way. Like you said, I was 2 for 11. I missed a lot of shots and stuff. I feel like the Nets, they pretty much knew how to guard me. I had my career high against them, so they know, next time they play against me, they got to play me differently. They did a pretty good job. But it's just pretty much about me staying locked in, staying focused, and pretty much staying confident. Confident. I don't never lack confidence. So, I was just went out there and doing me.
How did they play you different, and how'd you have to adjust?
Well, pretty much, I was open as I was, first game. So pretty much had to adjust about that. But trying to get to the foul line, trying to get to the rim as much as I could, and trying to get some open looks.
I guess when you finally get one to go down in the fourth quarter, how much does that get you going once you see one fall?
Well, for sure it helped me. I'm gonna be honest. It helped me. It was tough. Normally I make shots. So it was a really tough night. But once I made my first 3, I was like, next one going in. So pretty much just staying locked in.
You guys, you mentioned a couple getting in the rim, and you obviously were able to get some layups just on runouts, basically.
Sure.
How important were the steals today, and just what did you see that defensively allowed you guys to turn into turnovers?
It was big time, man. Going to the fourth quarter, we were down at halftime, and we knew what we had to do differently to get the game, and we really stepped up defensively. Playing against Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, 2 of the best players in the world. We pretty much knew how to adjust. And we know how pretty much just to be heavy in the shift, showing our length and stuff, respect. And just pretty much be in passing lane and just get some easy looks.
This team, you just talked about adjustments, has been really solid in third and fourth quarters during this whole homestand. What do you think is the leading cause for you guys doing so much better in second halves? Is it something internal or mental? Is it an adjustments thing? Where do you feel like that comes from?
Well, pretty much, we have a lot of, coaches who watch film, who are locked in into the game. So, having them tell them how to adjust and how to guard defensively at halftime, we pretty much have a good second half. And, we feel pretty much confident about, trusting our coaching staff about what we need to do in order to get the dub.
So you playing to the crowd there, Buddy, TJ doing the same thing. How big was the crowd tonight in the fourth quarter?
It was huge, man. It kept me going. At one point I missed free throws, and I heard a fan telling me, "Yo, keep going, man." And I was like, "Yo, it's nice, having fans, even though the game is not going my way, having fans, just telling me some stuff to motivate me was great. It was amazing, man."
Just finding guys, and guys are making shots, making me look better. We got a lot of guys who work on their game tirelessly and understand that my job as a point guard to get them the ball, and their job is to put it in. So, I'm just trying to do my job as a point guard.
This team continues to have strong fourth quarters after some slower starts. In the second half, to you, what is the main driver of you guys turning games around? Is it an adjustment you guys make? Is it something inside, mental? What is it to you that allows you to have that moment?
I think it's just honest conversations at halftime. Coach does a really good job of, game plan adjustments, getting on guys, whatever the case may be. He does a really good job. So, it's big what we're doing at halftime, and we're just coming out ready to go.
What made you guys particularly better on defense today? They shoot 63% in the first, and after you guys won every quarter after that. And I think you had 13 steals, like 5 in the fourth quarter. Just what did you see just change and get better over the course of the game? On defense?
Just staying on top of principles, being better in our shifts, being better in our stunts. I mean, listen, they got two of the best shot makers who've ever played the game of basketball, and they're doing a lot of space and play, and guys are one-on-one, and I mean, those two are also two of the best one-on-one basketball players that have ever played the game. So it's not easy, and you know, they make shots, right, and it's kind of just a part of it. But you know, for us, it's about capitalizing on that, and you know, just doing that to the best of our ability.
What in particular changes just the beginning of that fourth when you guys go on a 20-4 run?
We knew that, you know, Katie and Kai had played most of the third, and we talked at, you know, end of the third, like, we got to win these minutes with those two off the floor, and kind of just build off that. We went on a big run to start the fourth. We told Ben, like, it was his time to go and start the fourth, and he started going, and, you know, that got us going, and from there we just kept building off that.
I might not get to talk to you till this day on the road trip, but if you had Wednesday circled on the calendar for everybody, you looking forward to being back in Sac?
Looking forward to being there. Looking forward to seeing people. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to playing some basketball.
I know we've asked a question like this a bunch of times, but it's also because you won a lot of games like this. This is the 7th after you guys have been down 10. What is it? I mean, does every win you guys have like that give you more confidence the next time you're down?
Yeah, I mean,
it's
just
fine.
I mean, yeah, I think it's just the understanding of, like, no matter what we're down, like, yo, we've been here before and we've figured it out before. So you understand, like, 10, 15, 20 points in the NBA is nothing. There's a couple possessions, a couple stops. Like, basketball's a game of runs, so you can go on a little run, and next thing you know, you're back in the game, and it comes down to make or miss shots. So, you know, just the more that we're doing this, the better you feel in those opportunities. Nobody's panicking. We're a young group building together, and guys are understanding, like, don't have to panic. Let's just come together. It's time to get closer and understand this is what we have to do. Let's capitalize. Let's do it.
I asked the same question to James. You guys keep talking about this. A big thing about why you guys are able to win these games is because you guys like each other so much. You're this close. Why does this group like each other so much? Why, like he said, you know, a lot of guys fake like each other. You guys really do. What is it about this group so far that's different?
I think there's a lot of authentic people in this room, and a lot of people who feel like they have something to prove. And we don't come with a lot of egos. We're a lot of young guys who feel like we have a lot to prove to ourselves and to others, and just understand that the best way for us to prove anything is to win. And obviously, guys have a chip on our shoulder. I mean, every major writer in America feels like put us as 15th in the East, 30th in the NBA. So, you know, I think that's part of the chip as well, a collective chip, you know what I'm saying, not just individually. And guys just enjoy being around each other. I mean, guys are real, and I think that means more than anything. And it's funny he says, like, fake like each other. Like, yeah, that's kind of a part of it. But guys just enjoy being around each other. And, like, obviously winning's fun. So it's easy to say you like each other when you're winning. Like, that's not hard. But I do feel like no matter what we go through as a group, guys are close, and we'll get through it together.
Do you feel like that joy that you guys have with each other in the court carries over to the crowd, and they can kind of see that and pick up on that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the crowd has been big for us. We've had some two really good showings over the last two games, and that happens when you win. You know, when I felt like when I got traded here, I was told, like, Pacers attendance has been really good last year, and so it was big for you know, for us to make the game fun for people, make people want to come here, and you know, there's a lot of pride that comes with wearing a Pacers jersey, a lot of pride that comes with being in this organization. So we just have to respect that, respect the ones that come before us, and respect the ones that are going to come after us, and respect ourselves and just play the right way.
It was a pivotal part of the game. We just started trusting each other, trusting that we was going to be in the right spots to help each other out, and I think that was the difference.
Mathurin struggling through 3 quarters. He's a rookie. You've seen a lot of rookies in this league. Can you describe his confidence that allows him to have a fourth quarter like that?
I think it's the team. We all give him the confidence that he needs to be able to go out and perform to his best ability, regardless whether he's making shots or missing them. I think that's the big part of our team, is that we just keep on feeding positive energy and within one another.
We've heard Rick give you a lot of credit here for your voice in the locker room, how important you are with this young group. What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to show these younger guys?
I'm not really trying to show none. These guys is built for this, man. They work hard. They come with humility. They really pay attention to detail, and they want to win just as much as I do. So really, it's just the little things, just the habits, the off-the-court work, and being a champion before you're a champion. You know, acting like a champion before you actually become a champion.
Off the top of your head, do you know if you've ever been on a 7-game road trip?
Of course. I've been in this league for 14 years now, I think.
That's a long one, though, even for somebody who's been in the league for 14 years.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know I've been on the road for like 13 days. I'm not sure how many games it was, though.
It'll be something like this, and maybe guys will look your direction for a road trip
Right.
this long. Guys like Ben haven't been on it. What's the key to having a successful stretch?
A great point guard like Tyrese, who can do what he did today. You know, great shooters. You know, like Buddy and Ben. Great big men like Myles Turner. You know, this is what it's going to take, man. It's going to take all of us and believing in one another, regardless the circumstances of how we're doing on the road.